So hi everybody, it's Monique Lanham from Canberra, Australia, originally from Cape Town, South Africa, and I will be your host for this evening. This evening we have three callers going to be talking to you today, three leaders in our company, and I'm super excited to be your host. If you haven't located the chat box, that's where you put in your name, where you're from, and you can also put in the chat box any questions that may arise. I don't think we'll get to a Q&A time tonight with three amazing speakers, but certainly if there's something that I can answer, I will do my best to do that. So make sure that you have messaged all your team, and let's get started. So let me just check that I have somebody that I would like to introduce on the call before I jump ahead. So, excellent. Yes, I do. So let me, Dave Uloa, if you're on the call, could you please, I haven't got permission to do so, I just tried. Can you make Max Tay a panelist, please? If you could do that ASAP, then he can get his picture up on the screen. Gosh, guys, we're nearing over 100. So make sure that you're messaging all your people to get on. I do hope that Dave heard me. Let me just check if I can get him online so that we can see Max Tay's smiling face. So can
Max Tay's there?
Oh, are you here? Max, did you just speak? No? Okay, guys, just give me 2 seconds. Can you make Max?
I can hear him, man.
Can you make Max Tay?
Hey, how are you doing, Max? Yeah, Max Tay is a panelist. He's right on there, man. We can all see him.
You're awesome. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. So, guys, I'd like to welcome on our first person for this evening. So when we traveled to Singapore, like I said, on one of my very first dream trips, when we arrived at the airport, the team came and picked us up. They took us back. They got us SIM cards for our phones. You know, they all know about the techie things over there. And they made sure that they took us out for dinner. This was about 10 o'clock at night. Then this amazing guy that's going to be talking to you now picks us up in his awesome vehicle. It was a beautiful Mercedes, and drove us around Singapore for the whole day, showing us the best of the best, eating local foods and seeing things we would never have seen. And then we got to hang out with the rest of the team. And I can promise you guys, this community that we have, this does not exist anywhere else. Now, I would like to tell you a little bit about Max. So Max went to Monash University and graduated with 8 distinctions. He's a former top 6% financial advisor in Singapore, and his organization spanning over 5 continents. He's an international marketing director of our company. For anyone new on the call, that's someone that's hit the top level of our company, as well as a knighted trainer. And I've asked Max to come on because I just wanted him to share a little bit from his heart. Now, Max, I'm going to just take my video off, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And if you could just say hello to everyone and answer those questions, that would be wonderful. So, Max, can you tell me, why did you join World Ventures? What do you love about Dream Trips? Why are you here?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Max from Singapore. I just want to actually say how much I love Australia, because I kind of come from there, graduate from there. Honestly, I'm Ventures as in I didn't like to travel. Thanks to Dr. Wu, which is one of the panelists later, awesome to invite me 3 times, and first 2 times, just like everyone else, I say I'm not free, though I'm free, you know, that kind of stuff. And I was so want to escape from him because I knew that he was trying to approach me for MLM, but nonetheless, I did give him a chance, and that chance literally changed my entire life, and that's why I'm totally grateful to Dr. Wu and World Ventures for giving me such a platform. So what happens is that when I saw World Ventures, when I saw travel, I saw one thing. I saw how big is travel industry. And this is where that I got very, very excited. I got very intrigued by how big is the industry and how simple the platform is. And of course, in Asia, we kind of didn't get the training initially. Long story short, thanks to Mark Aceta, amazing trainer who came down in November 7, that literally we are so grateful for him. We lost for 10 months for my own business. We only grew by 110 people in 10 months. If a month the organization signed up 4%, we will probably be very excited about it. And this is by the way, this is Andrea. Say hi.
Hello.
Yeah. So and what happens was that, but thanks to Mark Aceta, who gave us an amazing training, and we gained our faith, and that's where the importance of training is. Yep. So it was the importance of the training that literally reignite the fire that we have in World Ventures. And what happened was that 4 months later, the organization from 110 people up to 550 in 4 months. Knew want to succeed at the highest level, there is one place and you need to go, all the trainings, and literally listen to your uplines, where because literally Dr. Wu just asked us, go in IMD Martin Ruoff, who brought up literally. That's why I was so excited about World Ventures itself. Of course, importance of training, dare say, but if we didn't understand what is Dream Trips all about, I would not be here today. Honestly, I've been on so many Dream Trips, and the Dream Trips was pretty amazing. And I remember the first one that we went together with Dr. Wu, and it was Angelica together with Dr. Wu. We had a blast. And the deal was so amazing. The service was so nice that I finally realized what is Dream Trips all about. But having said that, is it okay that I share something that is very recent for Monique? Is it okay?
Yes, of
about
course.
the product?
You've got the mic, Max.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And it was recently that brought my confidence of the product from this level to this level. Sorry, out of the screen. That level. Okay, it's basically super high. Why? Because of Dream Bricks. I have never been so excited. In fact, I'm now more excited about Dream Bricks, literally the value of the membership right now than before. Why? Thanks to Dream Bricks. If you actually see how Dream Brick is, you will be blown away by the value, that the extreme value that the members getting. If you do direct comparison, you see it. It's a no-brainer. You ought to be there. And when Joan Lai, which is the APAC Rovia director, she showed me the Conrad Bangkok Residences deal. I was like, wow, I should be there. And that's why I gone there last month. I'm going there in another 4 more days for the next Dream Break, the Conrad Residences, and I'll get a team Dream Break in August. Literally value for money. And if you have not heard about Dream Breaks, you ought to be on the app looking out for the Dream Breaks. And in fact, there is one deal that Dream Breaks in Hunter Valley, if I remember correctly, which is in Gold Coast, no, Queensland, Australia. Is that correct? Okay, if it's not, it's Hunter Valley. Okay, so what happens is that in Hunter Valley, literally the deal I saw that was 707, and for perks on top of it, thanks to Rovia team, there is in Hong Kong, in Australia, and everywhere in all parts of Asia. Thank you. Yep, and that's where that I got so excited about Dream Trips all over again. I got excited about the prospects of the business, and with Josh and Eddie, whatever they're doing for the company, I'm so amazed by the leaps and bounds they have created for the company. I'm eternally for. Yep, Monique, back to you. Is there anything that you want me to cover?
Yes, that was fantastic. And you know what? I love the product as much as you love the product. And the Dream Breaks, I'm just as excited as you are. And guess what? I'm doing the Hunter Valley one too. So I'm very excited to do that. And I do love good wine. So the next thing I want to ask you, Max, when I was in Singapore, you explained something to me that I thought was vital, which was, you know, we always hear it from the stage where people say the fortune's in the follow-up. Can you just walk us through what do you do once you've shown someone to keep dripping on them and then be ready for them when they're ready?
Yep. Before that, I actually want to just thank Dave, which gonna be an awesome, who not going to. He is an awesome trainer. I went to one of the training. In fact, I will link the whole story up in a while, but just listen first, because Dave created a concept, and that concept makes follow-up so simple, because simple is duplicatable. My mentor told me, and which is, I'm so grateful for Dave who taught us show more people. The key to this business is just showing more people. And if you are in for the short run, show more people. But if you are in for the short run, show more people, doesn't work, because you are in for short run and you only show this much of people. But if you are in for the long run, the long-term mindset of the business, you actually keep on showing more people. And this concept itself is not just showing new people only. In fact, you can show to not old people, but the people that you 2 years or 3 years ago is very successful run. You know, regardless what type of business, be it McDonald's, be it Starbucks. This book talks about Starbucks onwards. Inside, it shows that even big companies like Starbucks went through roller coaster ride. But because Howard Schultz, he himself is in the business for the long run. You know, I just want to sidetrack here to share with you a very important story that I get from Howard Schultz, who are in business for a long run. How I know? Because he went into retirement mode in his business, Starbucks, basically. He's not the founder, but he is definitely the CEO, the star player who brought Starbucks from here to there. And what happened was that he retired and Starbucks went all the way downward, and he came back as a CEO. He is definitely in the long run. And he definitely knows that is the confidence on himself and the system and the core values of the company that brings it up. And that's where that, you know, a lot of people are like the staff. Okay, so what happened was that, let me retract back, I got too excited. What happened was that he, when Starbucks went kind of down in 2008, he went to actually talk to 12 of his people, that executive that report directly to him. And he told him that Starbucks needs a little bit of help, is going a bit down, and it needs everyone's help to actually get it back up. And what happened was that 11, within 6 months, 11 of the 12 executives that he that reports directly to him left the company. They didn't have the vision and the belief that Howard Schultz actually is in there for the long run, for the long term. And that's why they left the company. At that point in time, Starbucks was about $30 over. In terms of share price, right now, Starbucks is $60 over. That's ancient history. And this is why, if we want to do any business, not just network marketing, any business, period, we got to be in for the long run. We got to believe in, take the leap of faith and believe in the leadership that we can make it. And this is where that in your business, you got to believe in yourself that you are in here for the long term and not for the short term, doing SMP. And how do I actually make everything work together is a Ferris wheel concept. There is a guy, in fact, one of my book mentors, I met him also personally. His name is Joe Gerard. He actually was crowned by Guinness Book of World Records as the world greatest salesman. He said what? He says that basically why he got there is because he sold 6 cars average per day for his career in selling cars. Amazing, right? Yep. So how he did is every month he sent a mailer, physical mailer, in 1970s to about 10,000 people, which is in his database. Now, we are not, due to technology, now we actually get, we don't need to snail mail. We could actually WhatsApp them. There is broadcast list that you can do. And there's ought to be a holiday every month that you can touch base with them. Say happy holidays, happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day just passed for Asia. Or happy St. Patrick's Day or happy National Day. And this is how you touch base with your friends every single month. Because the number one reason why people don't fix appointments to show more people, because they say is that, oh, I haven't touched base with them for God knows how long, 10 years ago. The last moment I talked to them was 10 years ago. Start sending them holiday greetings. You will find it very easy for you to touch base with them. You see, it's very simple. When you send out a WhatsApp message, they tell them happy holidays, and then they will say happy holidays back to you. And then you actually say this, hi, how are you? And you can start a conversation. And you can end off, because 10 years ago you didn't talk to them and it's rather weird to fix an appointment with them. You could actually just say, hey, I will catch up with you whenever you're free for coffee. And what happens is that next month, you're going to actually send them another mailer, send them happy holidays again. And this is where they respond. And you say, hey, why not, since you are free, I'm free, why not we catch up for coffee? And that's where that it makes it so easy for you to go in and fix your coffee sessions. And this is why every month, if you actually follow up with them through a constant mailer, thanks to technology, WhatsApp is very simple. You can create a broadcast list. You could actually create your own, literally your own mailer, and you contact all your contacts literally with just one button. And this is where that you are always in contact with your friends. And to me, when I follow up, why money is in the follow-up is very simple. In ending, I just let you know. Over the last seven years, I've probably signed up 90 plus directs. The first account is about 55. And a lot of them came from there. It came from the context that I have that say probably I haven't spoke to for very long, but because of the reconnection. And this is where that they saw my lifestyle. You post on social media, they will realize that you have been traveling. And this is where that when you meet up them for coffee, they will ask you, what is it that you do? How come you're traveling every single month? And that's where, that's where that you get the chance to do the presentation. And this is where that, to me, my mindset in follow-up is very simple. There's only two things that will happen whenever I start the entire process of following up. Just like I put them on the Ferris wheel, and there will be a time they need to get off the Ferris wheel. And to me, there are only two options. It's either they literally become a World Ventures member. That's one option. And the second option is they went to heaven. So either way, it makes sense. So this is where I will follow up with a person all the way until it reaches these two results. So if you are in there for a long-term mindset, if you truly see the value of the membership with Dream Breaks and the Dream Trips and everything, the Dream Trip Local, literally, this is the platform for you to bring to you to the greater heights, just like Starbucks. Over back to you, Monique.
Well, okay, so Max, you've got all my team that's sitting with me here in hysterics. I love it. So we'll keep them on the Ferris wheel until either they become a World Ventures Dream Trips member or they go to heaven. So yes. We never give up. We always just keep.
Never. Mark Asada says this: pay attention, get excited, never quit. Right? Never quit means never quit. You stay in focus what you're supposed to do.
Well, I promise you, I love you, Max, and I so appreciate you being on the call. I know you got a family dinner, so I'm going to let you go. Can everyone say thanks to Max? Have a wonderful night with your family, and I look forward to seeing you on a dream trip really soon. Excellent. Bye, Max. So now the next person I'm going to invite on is somebody that was a dental surgeon for a long time, and he has special interests in implant and cosmetic dentistry, and he won the Outside Academic achievement in dentistry. He found our company in network marketing, and he saw that there wasn't anyone really doing it in Asia, and saw the opportunity that lay ahead. And from just joining that, he has now influenced thousands of people. He is $1 million ring earner with World Ventures, which means he's earned $1 million working for our company. And he is a national marketing director. That's one level away from the top line in the business. He's a knighted trainer, and he is a whole lot of fun. Dr. Wu, can you please come on?
Yes, you guys can hear me loud and clear?
Yes, thank you so much, and I'll hand it to you.
Yes, hi guys. Yes, I see quite a lot of familiar faces, and it's really good to see you guys. Well, where do I start? I was a dental surgeon for about 8 to 10 years, and I frequently get this question, so why are you a dental surgeon? And I think most dentists around the world do make good money. So why did I give that up and do World Ventures? Now, let me be clear. I gave up my dental business completely. The clinic, the license, I didn't even bother to renew it. In fact, in Singapore, there's the Singapore Dental Council, which is the government body which tracks who is licensed to practice as a dentist. And I gave up my license right about 4 years ago. So come next year, in 2019, if I don't renew it, or I don't at least let them know I want to not apply for licensing again, technically next year, I'll be struck off the register. So there's almost no chance for me to be a dentist again. And I thought about it. I'm like, do I want to reapply license again? And the answer is nah. I'm having too much fun. I've had too much fun for the last, coming to 8 years now. I started in 2010, nowhere near as long as the ULOS. Of course, we've been around for 12 years, but I think 8 years has been a wonderful, wonderful period of time. Now, in the beginning, it was not as though I gave up dentistry completely and went to do it full time. No, I already knew I was not going to be a dental surgeon forever. I mean, well, if I may say so, what we do for a living is we breathe in bad breath. You know, some people have. I always say this as a joke. Some people have a breath so bad, it's like a dragon breath. You know, if they were to breathe out, you put a light in front of them, you breathe out, a flame. So that's a kind of a corny joke, but after a while of breathing bad, after 8 years of breathing bad breath, I was like, okay, wait a minute, that was enough. And I was really looking for something else. I was literally looking for fresh air. So I saw a video online. A good friend of mine sent me via Facebook video, and I don't know why, but the wheels in my head started turning. I was like, hang on, wait a minute, give me a sec. The travel industry is that large, and you're telling me in that video that I could make money by going on holidays. So how? And then I said, okay, how much to sign up? Back then there was a gold platinum membership. Back then there was only gold. So I said, oh, whatever, $360 US, I'm in. And I joined and immediately did nothing. I did nothing for at least maybe a couple of months because I was so busy in my dental business. Oh, I must say also at that point in time, I was also $500,000 Singapore dollars in debt, which is was about the same actually, about $500,000 Australian dollars in debt. Why? Well, I was making money as a dentist, but because I always knew I was not going to be a dentist for long, so I invested in other companies and other businesses, which ended up losing money. And I learned one lesson, if you want to go to business, you can't just be a sleeping partner. You actually have to be involved in it. So, I was $500,000 in debt, and, you want to do something else, and 360, oh, what the hell? I already owed $500,000 in debt. Another 360 US is not going to make much of a difference. So I said, okay, I'm in. Signed up, did nothing, didn't know what to do. And then, suddenly, my sponsors started putting more people. I keep going, hey, there's new people coming in. Then I started to look at a bit more, at it a bit more seriously. And then, I was told, hey, you got to go to the training. I'm like, great, when's the next training in Singapore? And I was told, there isn't one, because it's so new in Asia, so new in Singapore. You need to fly to US. I'm like, what? How much is the ticket to US? A couple of $1,000. I gotta get a hotel. It's a full day's flight. I gotta spend a few days. There's 1 week gone. And I was like, oh, what the hell? I already owed $500,000 plus 360. Another couple of $1,000, not gonna make much of a difference. So I said, okay, I'm in. So I flew to back then, I think 2011 April, my first United convention. So I bumped into Wayne Nugent. Back then I was only a senior rep. No, I got lucky. I had a few people, 30 left, 30 right, made senior rep. I didn't even know how I did it. I just talked to a few more people. I got excited about traveling and going on holidays and making money by telling people how to do it. I'm like, hey, mate, wait a minute. This is way more fun than drilling teeth and breathing bad breath. Did the United training, came back, started to tell a bit more people. Then, like Max said, Martin Ruoff came down for the first RTE in August 2011. We did a dream trip then with Max, Rainer, and a few other leaders. And then Mark Estrada came down for boot camp. And from then on, it just really, really started taking off. Now, along the way, there was also a lot of hard work. I mean, there'll be challenges. And people will say, you've got a lot of people that you approach will say, it doesn't work, it's a scam, or it may work, it's a US company, it works in the US, Asians are not like that, Australians are not like that, you get all sorts of rejections. And, people also say, wait a minute, you're a dental surgeon, why are you doing this? You must not be a very good dentist, are you, in order for you to do this? So you also get even, people insulting you one way or another. But I guess because of where I was financially, I was really scraping the bottom of the barrel. There's only one way forward, and there's only one way, and that's forward. I just went on and I persisted. I paid off all my debts. I was free and clear. Went a bit further. I started talking to other people in other countries, and next thing I knew, I made $1 million in a single year. I remember the year I did it. It was in my 5th year, so 2015. But I don't remember actually, I knew I wanted to earn the income, have the lifestyle, but I just focused on 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. So, along the way, you're wondering, wow, how am I going to get there? Don't worry about getting there. Well, you have the goal to get there, but then I have one eye on the goal and one eye on the next step, the next day, what I'm going to do, who I'm going to call, who am I going to follow up with? Max mentioned about follow-up. That's where the money is. 2 of my top leaders, not counting Max, and came on board. I think one came in 2nd year after I got started, and one came in the 3rd year after I got started. Why? Because they saw the successes. All right, and I love what Max mentioned about the Ferris wheel. Actually, that's the first time I hear him said it. But it's wonderful that we got social media these days, and for social media, just make things so simple, because all we really need to do is post a picture of us having fun, having a party, dining out with our fellow reps and fellow members, and being an example of how life could be. Why? Because most people are miserable, they're working 9 to 5, they're bored in their jobs, most people, not all. And then they look at you on social media, and social media really does the dripping for us, kind of drips on them. Okay, here's Dr. Wu here, there's Dave Hiloa, here's Monique, they're having fun, it's on holiday again. Where's he finding the money? Where's he finding the time? So the wonderful thing about today's world is that we've got social media that does the work for us. So, after a while, you get a couple of messages here. Some people send a private email message. So, where are you again? Where's this place? How come you're on holiday again? Wow, it looked to be a very good time. So when they reach out to you, that's when you say, hey, thanks for sending me a message. Hey, we haven't talked in Dutch for a long time. I really appreciate you. So how's it going? And you start a conversation from there. And now, a lot of you may be thinking, hey, I'm rather introverted. I don't know how to start a conversation. Well, this is where I confess to you. I started off as a very shy person. I know this is the part where most of you laugh, but of course I can't hear you, so you can't laugh. But I started off as a very shy person, but I started to understand that in order to become successful, that's not to say that you become extroverted, because you can't change who you are. But you start learning how to become a good communicator. And I started listening to people, hearing. Sometimes people give you clues as to how they want to be spoken to, how they want to be communicated to. And I started to talk their language, okay? They want to find out how to make more money. Great, I got this fantastic platform. Hey, maybe I could, one time I'll buy you coffee. Oh, let me show you that attitude. Some people say, hey, I want to, you travel so often. I'm like, hey, I got this fantastic platform and I'm going on holidays once a month. I don't know, do you want to find out how it's done? I would love to show it to you. And you go from there. Don't worry about not having enough people to talk to. I think what I found over the years is whenever, I mean, I've got days in which I'm just stressed out, burnt out. Everyone I'm calling, I mean, Max told you I call a few times. Every now and then, but make it casual. Don't make it pushy. Just send a text, hey, how's it going? And if they don't respond one time, two time, hell, follow up with them a couple of months later or 1 year later. That's what happened with my two friends that I signed up, 2 years out, 3 years after I started. Go out there, work out, go for a run, have a gym, go shopping, go watch a movie. And, somehow, if you've been putting in the work, the universe is a way of conspiring itself to help you. And there have been many occasions I'm just, feeling stressed out, burnt out. And yes, there are days in which nothing seems to go right. You go grocery shopping and you bump into an old friend who's buying groceries right in front of you. Or you go to the movie and suddenly you bump an old friend in the movie theater. I mean, there's been so many occasions in which I'm like telling my wife, let's go for dinner, let's go watch a movie, let's go whatever. And we bump into friends outside. And guess what? Hey, long time no see. What's your number again? You take down their number, you send them you take a picture with them, send them, hey, good connecting with you. Give it a few days, give it a week, and say, hey, the last time we met, you know what? I just got involved with something very exciting. And, when I saw you, I thought, you were just the right person for it. I was wondering whether it would be okay to run the idea past you. Something very casual, and be natural. Right? Because when you're trying to be fake, people can tell. And I don't necessarily believe in scripts. I just be as natural as I can. And along the way, get this, you will screw up. Let me just say this, you will screw up. But the most successful people are successful because they screwed up the most times. So you will be rejected, you will be dissed on, you will screw up. But I guess that's the only way you move forward. That's the only way you get better. And if you keep your eye on the goal and focus on the next step, bit by bit, one step at a time, eventually you're gonna make it. But don't just take a step without learning. If you take a step, someone disses you, pushes you back, learn why he did that, and move forward again and move forward again. 2 steps, you may take 2 or 3 steps forward, 1 step back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Hell, you take 4 steps forward and 5 steps back. You know what? Keep going. Because eventually, when you know what you're doing and you know where you're going, the world, the universe is a way of paving the way for you. All right? So I hope that helps you out. Monique, over to you. Or is there anything else you want me to talk about?
Well, Max, we love that. Again,
Dr. Wu.
Dr. Wu. Sorry, Dr. Wu. See, yes, I was reading all the chats, and you guys are very, very loved, and you're making everybody laugh. I love the way you're like, nah, no more for doing dentistry. I mean, I think I take my hat off to anyone who works in anyone else's mouth. So thank you for making a lot of people smile better. But Dr. Wu, what is the importance for you? So you were a dentist, and so you were well trained. You're a smart man. But when you joined World Ventures, going to the training, what do you find you get out of it, and why is it so important?
Well, I think first of all, a lot of us have this tendency to say, I've been to those trainings before. Oh, it's all rah-rah, motivational BS. But I think if you really want your life to improve, you have to ask yourself, so why am I here? Why am I listening? Why am I even listening to this guy to tell me to go to the training? So when I went to the training, I started going, keep your heart open and mind open. You're there anyway. You paid the money. So listen. And I don't know whether I'm answering your question because I started talking about the training again. Am I answering it right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So and I just start paying attention because you're there subconsciously. No, I don't mind me saying not everybody's religious, but I believe in a higher power, I believe in God. And I always believe there's no coincidences. You're there at that point in time, at that point in place, for a reason. So when you're there, make the most of it. Don't, you may be in a bad mood, go to the toilet, wash your face, take 2 fingers, put one thing in your lens, push out your and smile. Because you're there, make the most of it. There's a reason, and when you go to training, understand this. There's a reason why the guy on the stage is successful and probably making more money than I was. or even if it's because dentists make good money, even if he was making the same amount of money I was, he's doing it by going on a holiday, having fun. I was smelling bad breath. So I'm like, whoa, I want to do what you're doing. So I remember back then I started learn from YouTube how to do the business, and I saw the twins, because World Venture Strings, people record things. So I remember the twins, they were talking about the cars they bought. I remember there was Dave Ulloa. I mean, back then you were driving a Maserati. Now, I'm not exactly a car guy, but I thought that was pretty cool. And you saw the picture of holidays, and you started to ask yourself, hang on, how come he can do that and I can't? And how come they can do that and I can't? So what is it they're doing that I'm doing wrong? So you hear all these trainings. Again, not everybody gets to the training, says, all right, I'm pumped up, I'm fine, I'm going to go. Some people are going to go, nah, yada, blah, blah. Well, you know what? It's an 80-20 rule. 80% probably say, not for me, and 20% will say yes. You just got to go through the numbers, show more people, and go through that 20%. And then eventually the 20% of that 20% becomes the real superstars. That's how Max showed up, and so many of the top leaders on my team. I mean, I'm where I am. Well, I put in a bit of effort, but really it was the collective effort of the team. So it's so important to get the trainings, because we can. I don't know how to do this alone. We can't do this alone. Any business is dependent on its team members. So be aware, know that nobody works for you. You don't work. We actually exist synergistically in a business like this. And I don't think there's any business like this anywhere in the world in which we truly, truly depend on each other to succeed and to thrive. So I hope that is good info for you guys.
Yes, no, that's absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Wu, when is your bootcamp training?
Hong Kong, with me training or the one in Asia?
For you guys to attend.
That will be July 6th, 7th, and 8th of July.
Excellent. So everyone who's on the call, make sure you go to the event. Will you be there, Dr. Wu?
Of course I will.
Excellent. We'll go hit him up for some more golden nuggets. Dr. Wu, do you have anything else to add before we move on to our next speaker?
Well, other than the fact that I will stay on and listen to Dave Ulloa.
So thank you so much, Dr. Wu. I promise you, I had such a good time with you guys in Singapore, and I really appreciate us.
Our pleasure.
Friends. I'm looking forward to seeing you come and train my people again at some stage, and I look forward to seeing you on a dream trip. So the comments are coming in thick and fast for you and Max, and we really do appreciate everything you do for us. So thank you so much.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Now I'm going to call on the final speaker for tonight. This person is become a very dear friend to me. When we met in Australia, it was November 2014, and I was a brand new rep in the company. And he came and trained us at the Mawson Club. And I remember when he told us about the opportunities of being free, I didn't quite understand how magnitudinal this will be. The next time we got together was in Mexico, and that was pretty fun on a mega team trip. And since then, I've been trained numerous times from him. This person is a co-founding member of our company. He's on the PAC team, which means that he gets to help make amazing decisions for our beautiful company. He's got the most gorgeous wife, and the two of them really show us the way on what true love is. He's an international trainer. He used to be an LAPD cop, but now we call him the blue collar millionaire. I'd like to hand over to the amazing Dave Ulloa to come and share with us tonight, please.
Hey, man. Thank you so much, Monique, for that wonderful introduction. And right back at you, I greatly appreciate your leadership, all that you bring to World Ventures, your heart, your soul. You and Nathan are two amazing people that we know are going to be traveling together and in business together and partnership and friendship for a very long time. So thank you for hosting today's webinar and putting all of this together. I also want a big shout out to all of the 100 and plus, almost 200 folks from around the world, Singapore, Australia. Thank you guys for being on. This call was obviously put together for you. Loved hearing Max Tay, hearing the stories, and top 6% financial advisor in the world, and he's a part of World Ventures, and yet sometimes our broke brother-in-law, we get hurt feelings because our broke brother-in-law won't even take a look. And Dr. Wu is always my friend. We train together, we travel together. I appreciate your wisdom and knowledge, and just your commitment to your team and your business. It truly is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for sharing. I'm just honored to be here, and I got my World Ventures posse behind me, as you can see. But for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dave Ulloa. As a matter of fact, before I even go into that, as Dr. Wu and Max and Monique and I are on this call today, I've been a part of this industry for 13 years now. And what we have here in World Ventures is extremely rare. Thank you, by the way, for all the comments of people over there. From top to the top. Thank you, brother. Is extremely rare. Most other companies, teams that are not financially benefiting from each other, that are sidelined is what we call it, they never come together. They'll never do a webinar like this. They don't do trainings together. They don't do Super Saturdays together. They don't come to events together. They keep everything separate. The only time they come together is once a year at their convention, at their company convention. The only time they come together. So the fact that we have this type of relationship, and Monique can go to Singapore and be picked up by Max Tay, and he takes care, and we have a global family. Truly what we have is it's the intangibles. We can't even put a price tag on it. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm very passionate about World Ventures, by the way. I was born and raised in New York, grew up in California, ended up becoming a police officer for the LAPD, did that for about 10 years, and got a couple of benefits of being an LAPD officer is number one, I became a great problem solver. Everywhere I would go, solving people's problems, their loud radio, neighbor disputes, domestic disputes, gang violence, drug, all kinds of crazy stuff, and helping everybody else to solve their problem. And after 10 years of doing that, I would come home and I'm like, man, I got the biggest problem. I'm broke. I hate my life. I'm on the verge of a divorce, and something's got to change. And they say when the teacher is ready, or the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Or if you ask, you shall receive. And so luckily, the twins back in October of 2005 introduced us to this concept, and we've been a part of World Ventures for 13 years. And I wanted to share 3 specific learnings that I've had over the years that have helped me get to where we are. After about 12 months of doing World Ventures on a part-time basis, my wife and I were able to retire from our jobs, and we've never had to work for anybody else ever again. I mean, it's just been crazy, the lifestyle we've been able to live and show other people on what's possible. And so as we started to get into World Ventures, we'd never done sales before. You got to remember, I was a broke cop. I was negative. I didn't like talking to people unless I had to, because I was at work. And so we had to learn step by step. And one of the first things that they told us when we first got involved with World Ventures is that you need to plug into the system. You need to plug into the system. So these are the 3 keys for me that I'll share with you today. Is plug into the system. Number one, when you think about plugging into the system, I got this great iPhone here, and if I don't plug this iPhone in tonight, it will be dead by tomorrow, because the battery will die. Right? So same thing with us. If we don't plug into the system of World Ventures, same thing with our teams, with your team. If they don't plug into the system, they're 30 days, 60 days away from quitting their business. And so what does plugging into the system means? Plugging into the system means plugging into the calls. When leaders like Monique and Nathan put together a webinar like this, Dr. Wu and Max Tay and their team, and they send it out to their team, it takes time for them to do this. They're doing it for you to plug into the system, for you to hear Dr. Wu's story, Max's story, Dave's story, for you to get some nuggets of inspiration, because so many of us, we're out there, and sometimes things happen in life and in our business in change where, people may get distracted. People may reject you. Other people may decide to do other things. Whatever it is, the world happens, things happen. And if you don't stay plugged in, then that little voice starts to take over, and it's easier to quit on your dreams when you're not plugged in. So plugging into the webinars, going to the weekly events. If you're not having a weekly event, at least in your area, then you got to create the weekly event. My personal thing is I was going to go to 2 weekly events every single week, no matter what. For me, it was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday training. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday training. I didn't want to miss anything. And so what I realized after doing that, plugging into the system, going to the events, going to the Super Saturdays. No matter where the events were, sometimes I'd be up in LA with LA traffic, especially after 5 o'clock. I would drive 2.5 hours down to Marina Del Rey from Burbank, where I used to live, to go to a big shop meeting. And sometimes I wouldn't even have a guest, but I knew I just needed to be there. I needed to be around the energy. I needed the inspiration. And so plugging into the system is also plugging in to the events and the trainings and all of the things that World Ventures has is plugging into the system. The moment you decide to not plug into the system, what starts to happen is you start to hear all of that little noise outside, that little chatter, the people that want to get you distracted or the things that want to get you distracted. And when you start to get distracted, you leave the field. And when you leave the field of World Ventures, it's easy to forget why you got started. So for those of you that are on this call right now, I ask you, sometimes I have conversations with team members and like you, I'm just like you. Sometimes it's hard to keep on keeping on when outside circumstances or even the voices inside start to kick in. It gets tough. And I'm not here to tell you that this is going to be easy, but I am here to tell you that it's going to be worth it. And one of the things that I like to do when times get tough, first of all, I'm my number one client, me. I'm constantly reading books, listening to CDs, going to trainings, and constantly growing. So I ask myself when times get tough, why did I get started in World Ventures? And I'll ask you that. Why did you get started with World Ventures? And I'm not talking about the surface answer of the quick, I just want to make a lot of money. I'm talking about when you really sit down and think about it. Why did you choose to get involved with World Ventures? And when if you want to maybe type some of your goals and dreams and why you got started with World Ventures. I see fun, freedom, and fulfillment. Absolutely. And I would dig in a little bit deeper, Gino. What exactly does that mean for you? See, I've heard it said, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. Fun, freedom, and fulfillment. Someone comes to me and says, Dave, I want to make a lot of money. Awesome. Here's $1. See you later. What does that mean? What is $1 going to do for you? If you made more money, what would that do for you? Well, if I made more money, then I'd be able to have feel more secure. Okay, if you felt more secure, what would that do for you? Well, if I felt more secure, then I'll be able to do more things. And if you're able to do more things, what would that do for you? Well, I would be able to feel free. The more you dig into and keep asking that question, if you got this, then what? If you got this, then what? What would that give you? What would that do for you? And you'll start to realize when you get down to the core of why you got involved with World Ventures and why we do anything in life is because of an emotion that we're searching for. Is because of how it will make us feel. The feeling of freedom, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of joy, the feeling of community. See, that's why we do anything. It's not because of the money. The money is just a byproduct of what we're really searching for. So why are you doing World Ventures? And I'm here to tell you that whatever it is on why you decided to do World Ventures, that is still exists today. And what's even crazier is that you can feel that emotion right now if you chose to. Nothing in the outside world has to happen for you to feel that emotion of freedom, for you to feel that emotion of happiness, of joy, of passion right now. And the people that understand the principles of success know it's not what happens out there that determines my future. It's what happens in here first. So if you start to feel those emotions that you're searching for and why you got started with World Ventures first, then all of a sudden it starts to show up in the outside world. So number one, stay plugged into the system. Remember why you got started with World Ventures. Nothing's changed. If anything, it's going to happen even faster because you're a part of World Ventures. Number two, I'll share with you, is I don't know how it is in Singapore or in Asia or maybe even Australia, but I know how it is in the United States. Have you ever gone to the DMV line and in the United States, or gone to somewhere where the line is just really long, and you wake up early because you know there's going to be a long line, and before it opens up, and you get up at you park your car at 6 in the morning, and the doors don't even open till 8, but you got to get in line because you got to go to work, and if you don't get your DMV and your all the stuff taken care of before you got to go to work, and you're gonna be late for work. So you get there at 6 o'clock, you're parked in your car, and all of a sudden you walk out by 6:15, you're standing in line, and you're right there at the beginning. Even though 2 people are ahead of you, you're right there at the beginning of the line, and you're standing in line, and you're outside, and all of a sudden the sun starts to come up. 7 o'clock, 7:15, your legs start to get a little tired. They haven't even opened the door yet, but now you look behind you and you see all of these people behind you. And now the line is starting to get longer and longer, and 7:45 kicks in, and you're getting tired now. It's super hot. You're getting uncomfortable. The sun, you're sweating, and you're thinking to yourself, man, I don't want to get out of line, but this is very uncomfortable. And so you say to yourself, you know what? Line's not that bad right now. I'm going to get out of the car. I'm going to go back in my car, put the air conditioner on, and get comfortable. And you get out of line. And when you go to your car to get comfortable, you put the air conditioner on, you cool off, and all of a sudden 8 o'clock comes around and the doors open up, and you go back out and you realize that there's dozens and dozens of people in line. And now you're beating yourself up for making that decision, because now if you get in line, you're going to be late for work. And if you're late for work, then this is the last time you can be late for work, because they're going to fire you. Now, number 2, I'm going to share with you is to stay in line. Stay in line. One of the reasons why Yvette and I truly believe that we've had the kind of lifestyle and success and team and the loyalty and the memories that we've created, the contribution that we've been able to give to the world, the people that we've become, is because we decided from the beginning that this is our home and we're going to stay in line no matter what. I'm not going to look left. I'm not going to look right. The grass is not greener on the other side for some other company that comes up with some product or some compensation plan or some the sparkly thing, shiny thing. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. If your grass is not as green as how green you want it to be, then the only reason is because you are not watering it properly. You're not cultivating it. You're not taking care of it. You're not making sure that it's. So stay in line. Over the last 13 years, there's been many, many opportunities, offers, ideas, companies, and I've seen them all. People come in, and people that get distracted, they get out of line and get back in their car to put the air conditioner on, thinking that things are going to change, things are going to be better over there. But see, here's the biggest problem that I've seen over the last 13 years of being a part of this amazing company, is that no matter what, somebody comes in World Ventures, they decide to go over there, or they decide to do this, no matter what, here's the biggest problem. They're taking themselves with them. They're taking themselves with them. So just because the company changed doesn't mean the circumstance, the issue or the cause of their success or lack of success has changed. See, somebody came up to me the other day. I was doing a presentation a couple of months ago in another country. And after I was doing a presentation, someone walked up to me and said, "Dave, this is great, man, but what's different? I've done a bunch of other deals and I've done 5 different companies. And what's different between this company? Why should I do this company? And what makes it different from the other 5 deals that I did?" I said, "Well, let me ask you a question. In one of those other companies, or just the last company that you were in, did you ever meet somebody that was making over $20,000 a month?" Like, "Yeah, we just had a big convention a couple of months ago, and they were walking the stage. One guy was making over $50,000. Yeah, I actually saw him. Matter of fact, I met him." Okay, cool. Well, in that same company, are there people making no money in that company? Yeah, that was me. I tried my best, man. I talked to people and nobody would do it. And that was me. I didn't make any money. I asked him, so I said, let me ask you a question. Did you both have the same product? Did you both have the same compensation plan? Did you both have the same marketing and sales tools? Did you both have the same corporate leadership? It's like, yeah. So what's the difference that makes the difference? And he started to think, and just, I love sending subliminal messages. I just pointed at him. And he looked at me, and immediately I could tell there was some resistance there. So what's the only common denominator? Let me help you out here. What's the only common denominator in all those companies that you tried? And he said, oh, I got it. So stay in line. Other people's choices, other people's that forget why they got started in World Ventures. If you buy their excuses and you buy their opinions, then you've got to buy their lifestyle. See, in this industry, I'll share with you one big tip. And I learned it the hard way. I made the mistakes just like everybody else in entrepreneurship. And when you get into sales, it's not a steady paycheck. See, you have to have a different mindset between being an entrepreneur and being an employee. It's a completely different mindset when it comes to how you earn your income. As an employee, you got security. And I'm here to tell you, the more security you have, the less freedom you have. The more freedom you have, the less security you have. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to be okay with uncertainty. So employees, they get a steady paycheck. They know how much they're going to make. They got to work this many hours and how much they're going to make. And that's totally cool. No worries. But my guess is if you're a part of World Ventures, you're looking for freedom. And when it comes to freedom and it comes to sales and entrepreneurship, your efforts are direct results of the income that you receive, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to have your ups and downs, which means as an entrepreneur, as a sales rep in World Ventures, you have to prepare. You have to prepare. One of my mentors, Tony Robbins, I was privileged to be able to travel with him all over the world. He shared with me this. He said, reaction is pain, anticipation is power. Reaction is pain, anticipation is power. So if you want to live in the clouds and think that you're always going to be making money like this, and we all know nothing in life goes like this all the time, that life goes like this, up and down, up and down. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. You just want to make sure that it goes like this. It just keeps going up and up and up. It's the melody of life. It's why we live life. You can't have the ups if you don't have the downs. How do you appreciate the ups if you don't experience the downs? And so the melody of life, that's what life is all about. But if you don't anticipate and you don't realize that there's gonna be a winter season, there's gonna be a time, and whatever outside forces, maybe it's the economy, maybe it's a natural disaster, maybe it's challenges that the company goes through. It's a part of life, it's a part of business. And to not think so is naive. So you gotta prepare for a winter season. Take a percentage of your check every single month and put it away. Put it away. Pay yourself first. Put it away. Put it away. Put it away. Put it away. Put it away where you don't see it, where you can't touch it. So when a winter season comes, instead of, as we may be seeing, some people making decisions based on fear, based on scarcity, based on doubt, which anytime we make decisions based on that, it is always, 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 always going to be a result of pain. The end result is pain. They may not see it in the moment, but the end result of making decisions from that place is pain. But if you prepare and you understand what I'm talking about, you learn some of these success principles, then you're able to make decisions based off strength, based off of power, based off of faith, based off of truth. See, when people see chaos and problems, you know what we see? We see opportunity. We see opportunity. And so sometimes the noise gets around, and sometimes you hear all of this different noise. And I don't know if you guys have ever had an experience like this where you hear something and then you believe it because maybe the person you heard it from is a trusted source. Maybe you look up to them, or maybe they said it with such certainty and conviction and you believe it. And raise your hand here if you've ever later on realized that what you heard or what they said was not true, but in the moment you believed it. Has anybody ever had that experience? You can click the raise your hand and say, yeah, that's happened. I thought something was true, but then later on I realized, and I'll give you an example. It's happening right now. It's just like a simple example. I've gotten some messages, and people have said, Dave, well, what's going on? World Ventures is not in the DSA 100. They're not in the DSA 100. Oh my God, what's going on? Are things worse than we think? And because they see the document and maybe somebody mentioned it to them, or they saw it, or people are using that as propaganda to instill doubt. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. The DSA, Direct Selling Association Top 100, is by participation only. I'm going to say that again. It's by participation only. So all the network marketing companies around the world can choose to participate, or they can choose not to participate. World Ventures has participated many years with the DSA, but this last year, for those of you that have been engaged with World Ventures, in 2017, World Ventures went through some challenging times. And towards the end of 2017, the corporate guys had a decision to make. They said, we can be a part of the DSA, but then we got to take those resources in order to get the financials together to put all of the information to send it to the DSA that here's our financials. And that takes time. That takes resources. And World Ventures decided to said, or we can take those resources at the corporate headquarters with our accounting department and everything and put it to the two things that are most important right now. And that is pay our sales reps and make sure that our dream trips are paid for. That's where we want to put. Those are the two most important things right now. And personally, I'm glad our company decided to put those resources towards us, the field, the members, rather than that. The truth is this. The company last year did about 600 million. Okay. Didn't do good as 2016, but we did okay in 2017. That would have put us right about 37. So there's no way World Ventures has done less than 97 million, which is number 100, which means that we would have fallen off the map. 600 million World Ventures did. So when people start to say these things, or maybe it's because they don't really know the truth, I wanted to share that with you, because sometimes the noise that we hear, I've always learned this, and I live my life by this. There's always three truths to every story. There's this truth, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. So make sure that when you're out there and you're building your business, that you have the awareness of seeking truth and get all the correct information so you don't make a decision based on ignorance. The last thing I'll share with you is this. The third component that changed my life and why we are where we are, being able to live anywhere around the world. They call us the blue collar millionaire. Taken over 200 vacations, retired my parents, my wife's parents. We opened up an orphanage in Cuenca, Ecuador. We have 2 homes and 65 kids. And we've done things and seen things and experienced things that most people would never in their life. And I don't share that to brag to you. I share that I was a broke cop when I started. I didn't even like talking to people because I saw the worst in people. And the key was changing my stinking thinking. See, wherever you are right now financially, it's because of the financial thermostat that you have. It's all of the beliefs. It's all of the perceptions. It's all of the baggage. It's all of the experiences. It's all of that you're bringing with you now. And you won't make any more than what your financial thermostat is set at. So the only way to increase that financial thermostat is through personal development. World Ventures has the #1 training system in the entire industry. There is no company that comes close. So when I started, I plugged into the training. We only had something called acceleration trainings. And we would have one acceleration training, let's say in Florida. And then once a month, we would put our resources together. Sometimes we couldn't afford flights and hotels, so we would put it on a credit card, and then we would sleep with 10 people in one room to go to the training. And the trainings back then cost $299 per person. So each time Yvette and I would go to a training, it would cost us almost about $1,500 to $1,800. And we would hardly eat anything while we were there. But then the next month it would be in Oklahoma. The next month it would be in Minnesota. The next month in Arizona. So once a month we had a training, $1,500 to $1,800. We were investing in ourselves. And as we were going, we were learning. And each time we would learn something, we would go back, and then we would get beat up, and we would come back, and we would learn more, and we would grow. And so plugging into the trainings is what also helped to develop the skill set, but also the mindset. And one of the secrets, I'm here to tell you this, one of the secrets that I think has allowed Yvette and I to stay the course, to never quit, to believe in World Ventures, is when we started going to these trainings, we started finding and meeting people that were like us, just average people that had extraordinary dreams. And when we started developing relationships with them, we would see them once a month. And then all of a sudden we would talk on the phone, helping each other out. We weren't even on the same team. I'm talking about people like Troy Brown, Jeff Both, Byron Schrag, Dave Watson. We would see them and meet their wives. And then all of a sudden, and Martin Ruoff was a part of our team leadership, and we would hang out. And then all of a sudden we started going on trips together, and we would mastermind together. And because we had the same goals in life, the same values, the same mindset, what started happening, that there were a couple of times where World Ventures, it was some tough times. There were some times during the 2008 economy when things were to go down, and a lot of people started freaking out. Oh, nobody's going to travel anymore. And people were leaving the company left and right. Nobody's going to travel. We got to do this. We got to do that. They were leaving left and right. But what started happening is we noticed that the people that were surrounding themselves with people that were constantly talking about problems and what's not working, and they would suck other people into that conversation, it was easier for them to leave. But our group of people, when we got together, even during the economy and the downturn, we said, listen, we're not going to be a part of the problem. We're going to be a part of the solution. This is our company. This is not Wayne's company. This is our company. The people that we brought in to this deal, our team, they depend on us. They rely on us. How can we be in the front of the room talking about this is the greatest deal on the planet and try to go somewhere else? How can we talk about World Ventures is the greatest company on the planet, how it changed my life through the trainings, through the trips, through the people that I've met? How can I go to some other company? How can I quit on my World Ventures family? And so when we got together, we started talking about solutions. We started talking about what can we do? Not what can you do? Not what can the company do for me? Is what can I do? What can we do for our team and our company to turn this around? And back in 2008, you know what was created from asking the right questions and being around the right people? The Blitz was created. And we basically went into markets, and we would do presentations every day, 5 to 6 presentations, 1 at 10, 1 at 11, 1 at 12, 1 at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, every hour, on the hour, all the way. And we started doing it all over. And then we started doing Blitz webinars all over the country. And we helped turn the company around. It was just a group of people that asked a better question, that surrounded themselves around people who wanted to win at the highest level and didn't stay in victim mode. If you are right now in your world, in your social media pages, if there are people in your life right now that are speaking negativity, that are speaking fear, that are speaking doubt, and posting things and saying things, if this is my drink and I believe you to be my friend, and you pour arsenic in my tea, should I drink it just because you're my friend? Of course not. But see, that's what some people allow other people to do when they speak arsenic, when they speak negativity. No matter how strong you think you are or how strong I think I am, too much of that, all of a sudden you start to believe the hype. So I encourage you, don't drink arsenic. Don't allow other people to live rent-free in their head. Bless them and release them. Block them from your communication. Don't think that, oh, I'm strong enough to be able to take it. Bless them and release it. Go after your goals and your dreams and surround yourself around people that are talking about solutions, that are not in victim mode, but victor mode. So the trainings, plugging into the trainings. And obviously we got the boot camp that's coming up, and I believe Monique is going to talk about that. But those were the keys that I would say. And I'm going to share with you a couple of things, last things, and I'll turn it right back over to Monique. When I get on the roll, Monique, I'm sorry, I just can't stop, just because I love this company. I love our family. And I know we're getting into bigger places. And so I'm going to share this just to kind of plant this seed, because there's a lot of, once again, well, World Ventures has never done anything for Australia or for Asia, and oh my God, this is crazy, and nothing's ever working. And I've talked to so many people that have been on great dream trips. It's funny when people say absolutes. In reality, there's been some great dream trips in Australia. World Ventures and Wayne. Here's what I know: Wayne has always over-delivered, under-promised, and over-delivered on everything. For some people, it may not be on their timing. And that's okay. You just lost faith. You got off the exit, one exit too soon. And eventually you realize that. They realize that. So World Ventures has done some incredible things out there on your part of the world, and I've seen it. I've participated. I mean, as you heard Max Tay and Monique talk about the Dream Breaks. The Dream Breaks have been freaking amazing. The DTL is there. They have the Dream Trips local there in Australia. For goodness sake, they have an office in Sydney. There's been progress, a lot of great things that have happened. As a matter of fact, even Australia's got some benefits that we haven't had. For example, the new back office. I know all the senior reps and above have access to the new back office, and whether you know it or not, that's going to be a huge game changer with how we manage it and we track our business. And Australia is the first ones to be able to test it out. The senior reps have access to it. Senior reps and above have access to it. And here's a little secret that's going to start coming out. You guys are going to hear it. And I love this because the company's always having progress. And it's my understanding that China is going to be officially open this week. They got everything done this weekend. And then people were going crazy. Oh, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Here's what I'm here to tell you. When the company commits to something and promises something, the integrity of our leadership and our founders, Josh, Eddie, Wayne Nugent, all of our Justin Call, all of our corporate guys, they do the best that they can with the resources they have. And I know they have our livelihood in mind with their intentions on what they do. So for those of you that are on today's webinar, I thank you. I honor you. I so respect you and appreciate you. And I know that we're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. I mean, 13 years in, we're still a baby company. There's so many more people that we need to go bless out there in the world. So Monique, thank you for having me on today's call. Thank you, Max Tay, for jumping on the call. Phenomenal leaders. Dr. Wu, thank you for who you are and how you show up in the world. I see a lot of great conversation happening over there. Thank you, guys. And Monique, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you for having me on the call.
No worries. Wow. Okay. I think everyone's blown away. So I think in this call, I have never seen so many comments coming in throughout the call. And I hope you guys were taking notes, because I've got some really cool pearls of wisdom here. So everyone's on the Ferris wheel. They will either join World Ventures or go to heaven. That was Max Tay. With Dr. Wu, what I loved is talking about, smelling in that stinky breath for 8 years. And it reminded me of the saying, if not this, then what? If not now, then when? And I'm sure it's much more fun going on vacation and sharing our platform than being in the dental surgery every day. And for Dave, what I got was reaction is pain, anticipation is power. And what I love about this company is that whenever I get any information or I hear something or read something, what I go back to, and I've shared this with Dave, is I go back to and I listen to Wayne Nugent's keynote speech, Eddie Head's keynote speech, Josh Payne's keynote speech. And I also remember the volunteers, the dream trips, the personal development, and the things that I've done and the people that we've helped. And I've got one of my team members sitting right here, which is a beautiful Nicole Patterson, and her whole life has changed from this platform. And so I refuse to look at anything other than our company is about people, it's about culture, and it's about helping everyone to have a little bit more fun, freedom, and fulfillment in their lives. So guys, if you haven't booked your boot camp ticket, we've got Boot Camp Gold Coast. This is the 29th of June, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. We've got Jeff Bolf, and he is the quadruple IMD, and he's going to come and train us. We then have boot camp in Hong Kong on July the 6th. And there you have Sir Erwin Millilung and the one and only Martin Ruoff. And there's boot camps all around the world, plus other training events. And if you are new and you don't know where to look, go to WV Events. Was it WV Events? WVEventReg.com, and you'll be able to see all the different trainings online. And when I joined World Ventures, just to finish the call, I joined in August 2014. And in February 2015, I went to my very first training, which was Momentum in Melbourne. And I had the amazing Jana Wayne, who's sitting with me here, sitting by my side. And when I got back from that training home, I cried a lot. And my husband asked me if I'd gone crazy and what had happened at the training. And I explained to him that I'd found a vehicle that was going to help us to be free. And he said to me, I don't understand. So I bought him a ticket to the next event. And we've been side by side through this whole journey. And I encourage each and every one of you to get your ticket and get your team to get their ticket. Because the amount of money that we pay for a personal development weekend, it's nothing. And that's exactly how you're going to see how your team will grow. Because we all need inspiration, we all need personal development, and we all need to see the vision together. So I'm going to end the call. Thank you so much, Max Tay. Thank you so much, Dr. Wu. Thank you so much, Dave Uloa. The comments are thick and they're fast. And we appreciate you all. Everyone for being on the call, thank you for your loyalty, and we love you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Mon.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Awesome call, guys. Awesome call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Monique.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, Dr. Wu. You guys were phenomenal. Let's go rock it, man. We got a lot more people to bless. Let's go show more people.
SMP all the way.
Ah, look at the little guy. That is awesome. Hey, buddy. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you, Monique. Take care.